What's up, everybody? Welcome back to your boy Bliss Wade. Today we're reacting to R. Kelly sentenced to 30 years in prison. Oh, my back. By my boy Tyrone Magnus. I like watching his content and his videos. But I decided to do a reaction to this too, because I wanted to know the update story and what's going on with R. Kelly. But from what I heard, it's not looking so good for my man. So let's check it out.
Welcome to Wild World News.
I did this. Holy shit.
Good Lord.
And I got some salad
Good
right here.
Lord.
You know, I can watch this.
How much did Bill Cosby get sentenced to? How much time did Bill Cosby get sentenced to? 3 to 10 years. Oof. I see, with R. Kelly, I thought he was, I haven't been following this, but, I saw a certain show that was talking about girls that he was keeping in his house, and, I guess they're supposed to be willingly doing it, and families trying to get, the wellness checks and all this other stuff was going on, but I haven't been following anything. I didn't know it was for sex trafficking.
By the way, there's a show on Netflix called R. Kelly. I think that's what he's talking about, because that's probably where they got that from.
Let's check this out.
So we just got this in. Singer R. Kelly has now been sentenced to 30 years in prison for sex trafficking. Speaking of sex trafficking, after the court heard emotional statements from his victims. This is the second verdict of this type that we have started sentencing, I should say, this week, with Ghislaine Maxwell being the other one. Correspondent David Lee Miller with these breaking.
30 years. How old is R. Kelly? How old is R. Kelly? R. Kelly is 55 years old, so 30 years he'll be dead. He'll be 75 years old. Yeah, he'll be dead.
Hi, Martha. Indeed, you're right. This was a very emotional day in Brooklyn Federal Court. As you mentioned, R. Kelly now sentenced to 30 years behind bars for sexually abusing.
I'm sorry, you guys. I gotta eat this salad. I haven't ate anything all day. I just got off work.
7 of his victims spoke before the court.
I'm probably like, what is he eating?
Talked about what she called, and I'm quoting now, deplorable acts on both male and female victims. She said he used his fame and power for his own sexual gratification. Another victim wept as she described thoughts of suicide. She said, and I quote her again, "I only want R. Kelly put in prison so he cannot cause any harm to others." As the women spoke, Kelly avoided eye contact, either looking down or at his lawyer's computer screen. An attorney for Kelly, in a memo to the court, asked the judge to limit any sentence to no more than 10 years. The memo said Kelly was sexually abused as a child and blamed his molestation for, quote, some of his behaviors. Kelly's lawyer spoke briefly to reporters.
Well, we believe that the offenses for which he's been convicted do not justify a sentence greater than 10 years. We believe there's significant mitigation, and we believe that's the appropriate sentence.
In a 31-page sentencing memo to the judge, prosecutors sought more than 25 years in prison for Kelly. A portion of the memo says, quote, "Through his actions, the defendant exhibited a callous disregard for the very real effects that his crimes had on his victims and has shown no remorse for any of his conduct." In September, a federal jury in Brooklyn convicted Kelly of 9 criminal charges, including violation of the Mann Act for the coercion and transportation of women and girls to engage in illegal sexual activity. He was also convicted of bribery, racketeering, and forced labor. Kelly's lawyer says the case was overcharged and is optimistic about winning an appeal. Even if successful, Kelly's legal problems, they are not over. He faces federal child pornography charges in Chicago, as well as state charges in Illinois and...
So, not only does he have a charge in Illinois, he got charges in other areas. So even if he beat this one, he gotta go beat the other one. So he is fucked.
Minnesota. But the headline today, Martha, R. Kelly sentenced in federal court in Brooklyn
Good Lord.
to 30 years.
He's not getting out. Even if he beat this, he's still not gonna get out.
Miller with that breaking news.
Hi, everyone. I'm Brian Kilmeade. I want you to do me a favor. I want you to click to subscribe to the Fox News YouTube page.
Wow. One of the wild things where, you know, over the years, I mean, ever since I was young, you know, we heard stories. But I ain't know it went that far. I ain't know it went that far. You know what I'm saying? Wow. Holy shit. Wow.
I mean, I knew it went far because even when I was a kid, when they first told me R. Kelly peed on a girl, I was like, oh yeah, this dude is a sick fuck. I can tell.
I didn't know it was that much stuff. I did not know it was that much stuff. You know, like, I don't know, like years ago, you know, I heard stuff like certain girls with, you know, consent, you know, were involved with him or with parental consent were, but then I started hearing more and more stuff about just how he would come up to high schools and wait for the girls to, you know, kind of, I'm just like, okay, now, okay, age of consent is different, parental consent is different, but now, you know, you got just girls coming through, and I just, and then, like I said, I saw the series where it was these different families talking about stuff, and I was just like, my God. It is what it is, y'all. Man. That type of sentence, it's most likely, you know, of course, he's gonna die in prison. You know what I mean? That's.
You know, 30 years, he's gonna be dead. You know.
Whether he's convicted of extra stuff later, it's like, okay, well.
Oop, I would not try to click that chat.
Never getting out anyway, so, you know. I don't know, man. I don't even know if they gave him a chance of parole, or I don't remember hearing none of that. But well, I guess we got a conclusion to all this. There, I spoke about it. Yeah, I wanted my opinion. I spoke about it. You know, I like some of his music, but I never was like a huge fan. You know, that was it, man. I heard about people like really super defending him and stuff like that. You know, like a lot of fans become kind of blind and defend people for stuff, and I heard a lot of that was going on, and you know, even Dave Chappelle made jokes about it on Chappelle's show, you know, with the whole, you know, like it was all this like super duper evidence, not something to where you could be like, well, maybe, you know, this was done or this was done, you know, photoshopped or fakery or this and that. No, it was just like, this is this dude doing this, you know, so. All right, y'all.
I just want to say, if R. Kelly did do this shit, he's been burned in hell. He finna burn in hell. He is a sick fuck. Cause y'all gotta realize these girls were young. He was a grown man back then when he was doing this to these girls. And the fact that he's getting caught now, when he gets in jail, they finna, man. Hey, what you in jail for, Kelly? I was having sex with these underage girls, made them do some illegal shit. Oh, word? I see you in that shower at 3 o'clock. What? You heard me. That shower at 3 o'clock. That's what's finna happen. More like that's what's gonna happen. But end of the day, money do corrupt people. I used to tell people all the time, money ain't everything. Money can't bring back the dead. You can't take the money with you when you die. And it's just there to help you with the quote. What my friend said, quote with life. That's it. After everything else is done and settled and dust settled, you can't really do nothing with money. But let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe. Let me know, do you think, is it fair for them to get R. Kelly 30 years? I believe so, because if he did do this shit, He need to burn in hell. I'm gonna keep saying that shit. And do you think it was wrong for him to do that? Or do you think he deserves another chance? I don't think he deserves another chance, to be honest. I think he needs to go. Just so he could suffer in that bitch and know what it's like, and he won't do it again. But anyway, that's just me. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below.